Next, we have Mark Palaciano.
All right, Frisco, so I'm back. I'm having fun with the camera guy because for some reason you guys just do not want to show my face. And you know about it because I talked to you about it last meeting, but I'm switching seats from here. He switches the camera over there and he switches it there. And the reason why Frisco doesn't want to show you my face is because I'm a whistleblower exposing T-Mobile. And this is my 5th meeting here. I wonder which one of you guys decided to turn the camera to my back because boy, was that a huge mistake. All you've done is piss me off and make me want to come back and talk. But don't worry, I'm not going to expose you guys. I'm going to expose T-Mobile. One, they didn't even did a post on social media on Memorial Day, but they were surely proud of promoting Kai Cenat Streamer University that promotes, violent gang degeneracy. But we can't promote for Memorial Day. SoftBank last night, they dumped $5 billion worth of stock. So, SoftBank makes a deal out of nowhere and dumps $5 billion worth of stock out of T-Mobile. Of course, as war is kind of gassing up with Iran and Israel. So if the stock market takes a dip, then it's pretty obvious these guys had an inside source, right? But since it's Pride Month, I wanted to come here and read a little bit from T-Mobile's Gender Transition Guide. So it's a 4-page internal document that I have right here, and I'm just going to read some of it. The goal for this document is human resources managers will use this for an employee if they're changing genders in the workplace. So if a T-Mobile employee wants to change from a boy to a girl or a girl to a boy, there's a whole document telling them how to help the employee. Meet with the transitioning employee first, affirm support for the employee, and ask how you can best assist them during their transition. Ask how the transitioning employee wishes to inform their manager. Yeah, this is a T-Mobile manager, human resources manager talking to an employee. Ask if the transitioning employee wants to inform their coworkers. Ask if the employee is considering a name change. If yes, ask what name and pronoun the individual will use and when the individual will want you to begin using their new pronoun. If the individual is married or partnered, ask how you should refer to the spouse partner throughout the transition. And here's another section, develop a plan. So the human resources manager or the manager is sitting down with the employee and they discuss the anticipated timeline. And then they discuss how and when you want to inform the certain stakeholders. Let me go to page 2. On create a support plan. So on create a support plan, you have the direct manager included, you have a member of the diversity inclusion staff included, and other supportive coworkers. You develop a stakeholder list, you create a timeline, you create a communication timeline, and then the real fun begins on the day of the announcement. Because that's when you explain that on the transition day, the individual will present themselves consistently with their gender identity and should be treated as such. For example, the new name and new pronouns should be used. So if Bob, he, him, turns into Bobby, she, her, then you got to make sure that you start using she, her pronouns. Make it clear that the transition is no big deal and that work will continue as before. Here's one of my favorite parts, how to address coworker concerns. A lack of knowledge around gender identity has the potential to create misunderstanding and tension in the workplace. Yeah, so it's my fault that I know boys are boys and girls are girls. Yeah, great one, T-Mobile. And that's actually also why I call T-Mobile Transmobile. First day of full-time workplace gender transition. You get a new identification bag with your new name and a new photo. You get an updated nameplate. All your official records are changed. So they actually changed your name in the system and the email address. And so half the time, you don't even know who you're working with at T-Mobile. Restroom access, they're very clear that, if you're a boy and you change to a girl, you can go use the girls' bathroom now. Names, pronouns, your name, all this stuff. So anyway, this is, I'm going to keep coming back, and you guys know that T-Mobile has violated the United States Constitution. All of you took an oath to the Constitution. None of you care that I'm here telling you, and you're actually colluding with T-Mobile because I'm sure somebody here is in contact with the T-Mobile lawyers, and that's going to be part of my lawsuit when I sue the state of Texas for violating my constitutional rights out of Collin County with a false allegation of harassment that I'm fighting against John Fryer, on top of the bond violation they tried to throw at me for tweeting because they came after my free speech and my First Amendment right. But anyway, it's nice seeing you guys again. MarkPalaciano.com. See you next meeting.
Next.
People are corrupt. They don't care.
We have Mr. Lee.
Oh, and you know it's not the rules about the signs. Y'all need to update the rules.
Mr. Lee.